In the world of automotive engineering, three corporations dared to bet their entire future on a single, unproven piece of technology: the revolutionary Wankel rotary engine. This was a gamble so monumental it broke one car maker, almost destroyed another, and ultimately proved to be the making of the third. Toyo Kogyo Corporation, better known as Mazda. For decades, the rotary engine had a fatal flaw, a critical rotor edge seal problem that threatened to tear the engine apart from the inside. It was a technological hurdle that required an impossible solution. Yet Mazda's engineers found it, crafting the legendary carbon aluminum seals that finally ended the rotor edge chatter, which gouged the engine's housing. Now, with a viable engine, Mazda faced a final question. How do you convince the world to trust a technology that has already ruined two companies? The answer would be a high-stakes, space-age sports car. This is the story of that gamble, that triumph, and the affordable legend it gave the world: the Mazda RX-7. Mazda's strategy was genius in its simplicity. They were selling an experience. Why? Because they understood the devastating marketing failure of NSU, who had buried their Wankel engine inside an ordinary sedan, the Row 80, and found that consumers simply refused to take a risk on new technology for a conventional car. Mazda recognized they needed a flagship machine that made the Wankel an object of desire. The result of that strategic epiphany was the Mazda Cosmo. A futuristic, low-production sports car, it was Mazda's ultimate proof of concept, a machine that looked like it had been dropped from another planet. But looking at the part wasn't enough. To silence the skeptics who still whispered about rotary fragility, Mazda drove two modified Cosmos into the ultimate proving ground: the brutal 84-hour Marathon de la Route at the Nürburgring. One car failed due to an axle issue in the final hours, but the other conquered the epic endurance race, finishing in a stunning 4th place. That single performance definitively proved the rotary engine was not a fragile experiment, it was a powerful, competitive sports car heart. The success of the Cosmo opened the door for the next success, the RX-3 Savannah Coupe. This model successfully brought the Wankel to the masses, associating the Mazda brand with motorsport success and high-revving performance, but at a more affordable price point. The entire process had been a careful setup, designed to reach one ultimate goal, and that was the creation of a definitive mainstream sports car, a lightweight dream machine capable of competing with the greatest European designs. That dream, the final evolution of the company's massive bet, roared into reality in March 1978. When the first-generation Mazda Savannah RX-7 arrived, it instantly defined its purpose: pure, unadulterated sports car driving. The design, led by Matsuburo Maeda, was a triumph of engineering simplicity. Mazda leveraged the rotary engine's inherent compactness, tucking the power unit entirely behind the front axle. This brilliant layout granted the car an almost perfect 50-50 weight distribution, instantly elevating its handling to an elite level. The car's genius again was in its obvious numbers. Combined with an incredibly light 1,024 kilogram curb weight, the balanced chassis made the RX-7 one of the most responsive and enjoyable cars of its generation. The handling, supported by its simple, effective live axle and 4-link rear suspension, made it a genuine blast in the corners. Power came from the 1,146 cubic centimeter 12A engine, producing a respectable 105 horsepower. A reliable and race-proven unit already famous for being the first from outside Western markets to finish Le Mans. Moreover, the RX-7 benefited from a unique legal loophole in Japan. The Wankel's displacement kept the car's annual road tax low, making the performance machine affordable and accessible to thousands of new buyers. This winning formula of affordability, supreme handling, and advanced technology made the car an instant global phenomenon. Mazda did not stand still. The Series 2 RX-7, introduced in 1981, brought sleek updates, including integrated bumpers and wraparound taillights. Critically, engineers managed to reduce the curb weight to 995 kilograms, despite a slight increase in length. Paired with a power bump to 115 horsepower, the car's acceleration improved dramatically. Enthusiasts quickly learned to seek out the GSL package, which included great performance additions: 4-wheel disc brakes, and a clutch-type limited-slip differential. The pursuit of power climaxed with the introduction of the turbocharged rotary engine. In 1983, the RX-7 Turbo was released in Japan, utilizing a specialized impact turbo designed to spin 20% faster than conventional units to accommodate the rotary's unique exhaust characteristics, pushing output beyond 160 horsepower. The final Series 3 models, including the potent GSL-SE with the advanced fuel-injected 1.3-liter 13B engine, were the ultimate expression of the first generation. By the time the SA22C/FB chassis retired, Mazda had sold nearly 475,000 units, with 80% finding homes in the United States alone. But the automotive world was evolving, and the RX-7 was about to transition into a new and difficult era. For the 1985 launch of the second-generation RX-7 FC, Mazda executed a calculated, sweeping strategic change. The market was gravitating toward refined, comfortable sport tourers, and Mazda shifted the RX-7's entire focus to meet this demand. The design team, led by Akio Uchiyama, openly studied the successful Porsche 924 and 944 as their direct reference, aiming for a more luxurious machine that would cement success in the crucial American market. This new focus demanded a complete overhaul of the chassis. The old live axle was retired, replaced by a sophisticated independent rear suspension (IRS) setup that dramatically improved ride quality and stability. Handling precision was sharpened with a switch to responsive rack and pinion steering, and disc brakes became standard across the range. The FC introduced two ingenious advanced dynamic systems. The Dynamic Tracking Suspension System, DTSS, utilized special tow control hubs in the rear to subtly steer the rear wheels during aggressive cornering, adding stability and agility. This system worked alongside the Auto-Adjusting Suspension, AAS, which electronically altered the car's damping settings based on real-time road conditions. The intent was clear. This was a refined machine, capable of high performance without sacrificing comfort. Under the hood, the 12A was fully retired. The FC was powered exclusively by the fuel-injected 13BV-DEI engine, which produced 146 horsepower in naturally aspirated form. The headline model, the Turbo 2, roared to 182 horsepower. The FC was heavier, ranging from 1,223 to 1,584 kilograms, but the increased power and cutting-edge chassis kept it at the forefront of the automotive press. The FC quickly accumulated major trophies, including Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year for 1986. In the Series 5, Mazda pushed the boundaries again, increasing power to 160 horsepower for the naturally aspirated model and pushing the turbo model toward the 200 horsepower mark. This platform's flexibility also gave rise to the elegantly engineered convertible in 1988, which featured a complex, complete folding roof assembly. While the mainstream FC offered luxury and speed, Mazda also used the platform to cater to specific niche demands through thrilling special editions. In 1988, the limited edition 10th anniversary RX-7 celebrated the car's success. It featured a distinctive crystal white monochromatic paint scheme that covered the body, mirrors, and taillight housings, paired with a sophisticated full black leather interior and a special Momo steering wheel. For drivers who prioritized raw performance and weight savings, the GTU model was introduced in 1989. This stripped-down version, designed to commemorate the RX-7's dominance in IMSA racing, featured manual windows and deleted non-essential options. Importantly, it inherited performance components directly from the turbo model, including 4-piston front brakes, a one-piece chin spoiler, and a robust 4.300 Vicus-type limited-slip differential. The result was a lighter, faster, and more track-focused non-turbo car, limited to just 1,200 units across 2 years. Meanwhile, the Japanese domestic market received special treatment, being offered only the higher-output turbocharged models. This was due to insurance companies in Western countries frequently charging higher premiums for turbo cars, influencing Mazda's export strategy. The ultimate Japanese market FC was the Infini, a highly exclusive, track-ready variant limited to 600 units annually. The Infini featured upgraded suspension, a lighter aluminum bonnet with a distinctive scoop, a modified ECU, and special 15-inch BBS alloy wheels. It was considered the pinnacle of the second generation. By the end of its production run, Mazda had built over 272,000 FCS. The generation proved that the RX-7 could successfully evolve into a sophisticated Grand Tourer. Yet, the added weight and luxury had caused many enthusiasts to miss the pure, lightweight aggression of the original. This yearning for the car's unfiltered soul set the stage for one final, heroic attempt to reclaim the crown of the ultimate Japanese sports car. The third-generation RX-7 FD, launched in 1992, was a magnificent, uncompromising act of penance for the weight gain of its predecessor. It represented a decisive and glorious return to the pure, lightweight philosophy of the SA-22C. Designer Yoichi Sato created one of the most evocative shapes to ever come out of Japan, a low-slung, shrink-wrapped body that contrasted sharply with the boxier FC. The focus on weight reduction was obsessive, bringing the curb weight back down to just under 1,300 kilograms. This aggressive weight management, combined with a supremely low center of gravity and improved dynamics, immediately cemented the FD as one of the best handling and most visually striking sports cars in the world. Powering this masterpiece was the legendary 13BREW engine. This unit was nothing short of a technological triumph, featuring the first ever mass-produced sequential twin turbocharger system exported from Japan. The engineering was precise and dramatic. The first turbo provided instant boost at low engine speeds, around 1,800 RPM, creating urgency, followed by a violent, sustained surge from the second turbo at higher RPMs, around 4,000 RPM. This system pushed the car from 252 horsepower at its 1993 export launch to a final, thrilling peak of 276 horsepower by the end of its life. Mazda clung to the rotary engine because it was essential to the FD's performance profile. The rotary offered an unusually high output for its compact size, boasting a stratospheric 8,000 RPM rev limit. It required no heavy flywheels since it lacked the heavy reciprocating components of a piston engine. This ability to minimize engine weight and size was the linchpin of the FD's phenomenal handling and balance. The initial Series 6 models saw the highest global sales sold through Mazda's short-lived luxury channel Effini in Japan, and exported to North America from 1993 to 1995, but it was a special edition that truly showcased the FD's potential. Built for racing homologation in Australia, the RX-7 SP of 1995 was a stripped-down, lightweight warrior. The RX-7 SP pushed power to 274 horsepower and reduced weight to a mere 1,218 kilograms, using carbon fiber panels and Recaro seats. The car featured a racing-developed carbon fiber nose cone, a larger intercooler, and a massive 120-liter fuel tank. This road-going race car was capable of matching the legendary Porsche 911 RSCS on track, winning the 1995 Eastern Creek 12-hour, and cementing the FD's reputation as a performance benchmark. As the decade drew to a close, the FD was continually refined, culminating in the Japan-exclusive Series 8, 1998 to 2002. This final iteration featured more efficient turbos, improved cooling, and revised bodywork. Power levels were maximized at the gentleman's agreement limit of 276 horsepower, achieved through subtle yet effective enhancements like less restrictive mufflers and high-efficiency turbocharger seals. The handling was further honed with new equipment, including a refined ABS system and updated suspension. The Type RS was fitted with Bilstein suspension and 17-inch wheels, while the track-focused Type RZ reduced weight even further. The ultimate swan song and the most revered of all RX-7s was the final run of 1,500 cars, the Spirit R. These combined every performance and luxury feature developed for the FD line, including unique red interiors and cross-drilled brakes. Mazda officially declared the Type A Spirit R model as the ultimate RX-7, boasting the most outstanding driving performance in its history. Despite the RX-7 eventually disappearing from showrooms due to mounting emissions and safety regulations, its legacy as a lightweight, high-revving icon endures. The three generations of the RX-7 proved that an underdog corporation could not only survive a monumental technological gamble, but could use that risk to build one of the most celebrated and dynamically brilliant sports cars the world has ever seen. The legend of the Screaming Wonkel rotary remains unbroken, with persistent rumors of a hybrid rotary successor, the iconic SP making sure the unique sound of Mazda's engineering wins will be heard again, soon. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Until then, I will catch you in the next one.